Hi, all. I'm Jessica, and I'd like to talk about compassion. There's so much uncertainty going on. There's fear, anxiety, frustration, unknown, and people are trying to work on the fly, working remote, working from unknown circumstances. And yet, at the same time, there's so many acts of humanity happening. There's kindness and compassion and positivity out there. So let's talk about what we know for sure. The research from Gallup on the four fundamental needs of followers tells us that people need trust, compassion, stability, and hope. And our president, Sarah Regan, spoke about trust and stability in a separate video. So here, let's dive into compassion. Um, I spoke with a number of clients in the past couple of days, and this topic of being a compassionate leader comes up. And the questions around it are, how can I really tap into this in myself? And how do I know that I'm doing it right? How do I do it well? What's the best approach? So I'm going to give you two questions to consider asking yourself as you go into conversations with your team this week. The first one is, how can I tap into my strengths? To stay open and stay curious and understand where people are right now. And when you have these conversations with folks, listen from a place of understanding as opposed to we often listen to try to formulate a response or the right answer or try to fix. Simply staying open to listening from a place of understanding allows a little bit more space and allows a person to feel like you're meeting them where they are right now. The second question to consider is, how can I use my strengths to let people know why they matter and what's important about what they're doing? And we know for sure that when people feel cared for, it correlates directly with productivity, with getting work done, with people being engaged and having that forward moving progress that we so much need right now. The other piece about this topic of compassion is we know that keywords associated with it are friendship, caring, happiness, and love. And they feel soft, right? These are emotions and feelings. And how can we really tap into that for ourselves? Well, it certainly starts with self-compassion. You can't give from an empty well, as the saying goes. So starting with self-compassion and kindness goes a long way as a first step. And the science of positive psychology gives us evidence-based tips on how to do that and how to train your brain for the positive. A couple of tips include goal setting. So set realistic daily goals right now and give yourself credit for what you're actually able to get done, which probably looks different than it did a couple weeks ago. Another tip here is to make a gratitude list. Every morning and every night, write down 3 quick things that you're grateful for. Write down 3 things at the end of the day that went well. A couple other tips are get out in nature, move your body, exercise, listen to music. These are all great mood boosters. And finally, make sure that you're practicing those compassionate and empathetic conversations. The connectivity breeds such important trust right now. So in closing on this topic of compassion, I'd like to share with you a quote that was in my Instagram feed. This comes from Maria Shriver, and it reads, "We will get through this global pandemic if we all act responsibly and if we lead with compassion and love, because the truth is, we really have no other choice." So thanks for listening, and please share with us. Let us know how you're seeing compassion, where you're seeing humanity, and let us know if things are working, if they're not working so well. I'd love to understand how we can get through this together. So I wish you continued good health and stay well.